Girls with super long acrylic nails. How do you wipe your butt without hurting yourself? Same way they put contacts in. Very carefully with the pads of the fingers rather than the nails. Getting in is easy, getting out is a different story. I find the most difficult part is flushing the toilet if it's a push button. I don't get acrylics anymore, but when I did, man, the finger yoga I had to pull off just to get enough downforce to push it all the way. Use your knuckle. I did, but it's not easy. Oh yeah, some of those buttons you have to push down pretty deep. You almost need some sort of dialing wand. To order a special dialing wand, please mash the keypad with your palm now. I wash myself with a rag on a stick. You use the 3 seashells. Check out this guy. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. I'm still trying to figure it out. It haunts my dreams every night. Tell me how to use the seashells. Take some toilet paper. Wrap it perpendicular to your fingers, covering up the nails. Wipe like normal. This is the answer. I've heard many girls with long nails say this. It's just wipe like normal, but with more toilet paper. Today I learned acrylic fingernails were an invention of toilet paper manufacturers. Big TP at it again. As was the pandemic. This explains all the toilet paper hoarding recently. It's weird, but you can do basically anything but rock climbing. Though it is not impossible. I find it hard to peel off stickers off surfaces, or put on necklaces. I cannot pinch the tiny hoop thingy for the life of me. Necklace clasps were an adjustment, but I'm a pro now. Just use the side of your nail. Hook it that way. Can't really play string instruments or piano either. Actually, there's a lot of instruments you can't play with long nails. Unless you're Dolly Parton. I used to keep baditch acrylic daggers. I would get them filled every 2 weeks like clockwork. I could pop a balloon by poking it. Wiping my ass was never an issue. However, retrieving my menstrual cup was a delicate rescue mission. I have stabbed myself inside the twat more times than I can count. I've poked myself in the eye, stabbed the inside of my nose, scratched myself on them. Nothing hurts as bad as the fake nail getting bent backwards. It is soul-sucking pain. It feels like it's an out-of-body experience that leaves you wanting to fight everything. Bending a normal nail back hurts nothing compared to bending a fake nail back. Ultimately, I stopped getting them done because my natural nails got too thin for my liking. It was expensive, and if I bent another nail back I was gonna lose it. You just made me wince. Menstrual cup retrieval is an art in itself. I usually get my nails done after my period is done. My nail once bent over backwards and it's like someone switched off the sun for a few minutes. Menstrual cup retrieval is also the name of my band. You guys put on a bloody good show. Best band ever. Period. I'm starting a private gynecology practice called Inside the Twat. As a girl who used to love having long stiletto nails, my PP definitely took a scratch or two, not to mention the countless lace underwear and leggings that fell victim to holes. I've had acrylic, gel, stick on almost every false nail, filed in every shape out there, and let me tell you, those motherfrikers are blunt as frick. How do you not hurt yourself? No, wrong question. You should be asking, how do you scratch an itch? You don't. You suffer for 4 weeks with tiny little blunt useless bits of gel on your fingers. It's so bad we can actually bruise and still not satisfy that itch. So, cutting our a-hole is not a huge concern. I get stiletto nails and every creature in my house comes to me for scratches. For me, stilettos stay super pointy for the first 3-4 days and then they get blunt again. How do you keep them pointy? Do you file them yourself? Go in for touch-ups with your nail lady often? I need answers. I had this problem. I eventually was very clear, in several different explanations, with my nail lady that I wanted them as sharp as she could possibly get them. She thought I was exaggerating and we joked about it, but I basically said that in the unlikely event they were too sharp I'd tell her. Best manicure of my life. By the time I got them infilled they were still pointier than my fresh ones used to be. I did painfully stab myself in various places 3 or 4 times. But it was worth it. Oh my god, lol, I keep seeing coffin shaped nails, then the pinky nail is stiletto, so I decided to try it just for fun. Do them myself with polygel. I have stabbed myself so many times with just 2 total fingers pointy. I could never do them all. I have a bidet, but also are you all cleaning your a-holes with your nails? BC, it's really not hard to wipe normally. I imagine it's something like a fritter scoop through 7-layer bean dip. That's true if they're using one finger. If it's all 4, then it's a bear swiping through chocolate mousse. A mouse once bit my sister. Those responsible for writing this comment have been fired. Fix that for you. Fired equals sacked. Thanks for letting us know the people responsible for firing the people who wrote the previous comment have been sacked. I don't have long nails, but my fingers don't position themselves when wiping in a way they would puncture the paper. I mean, 2 fingers, extended so you wipe across the fingers, with the paper. Like, do some of you use the tips for some reason? How the hell do you not use a shoot tone of paper by not wiping correctly? I'm always baffled by this long nail wiping question. 2. Who uses fingertips to wipe? I'm sorry, do you finger your a-hole every time you wipe? Yes. It makes me feel like a lutty dinosaur. I've got long gel extensions right now, and let me tell you, those girls are thick. They don't scratch like long natural nails do. It feels like plastic. Try scratching yourself with a melamine spoon, for example kid's spoon. I can still do most things normally. Anyways, to answer your question, you can still pinch the paper, or use the pads of your fingers, or wrap the paper around the ends of your fingers. Finish with a wet wipe. I find it much harder to type or peel things. Doing up buttons is hard as well. Wiping is easy, because the stakes are high. Okay, how are you guys wiping? I don't see how this would be an issue unless you're scraping with your fingers. Isn't it more of a wiping motion than a scraping motion? I'm filled with doubt as I write this. I don't actually recall being taught to wipe, so I may have been doing it wrong. You get used to using the side of your fingers. Imagine rubbing under your nose. You don't scratch it, you rub. Disclaimer. I only had long nails a couple of times and that's what I had to do. And bet you just tried rubbing your nose, didn't you? You got me. I'm a guy, but I never understand this question. Do most people jam their fingers up their ass when they wipe? My nails are as short as possible, but I still hold my fingers flat while I wipe. What are you weirdos doing? That's exactly what my wife said when I asked her. I have a large ass and it's impossible to wipe that way for me. Even if I spread my cheeks apart, I still need my fingers to enter the cave of wonders with a magic carpet to extract the treasure. Most Ask Reddit questions are bullshit. This one is about real learning. Great question. Pulls out the popcorn and waits for the answers to roll in. Maybe they bidet? You just do it like everyone else. It's not that hard to picture. Do you hold your TP in a wad so small that your fingers are tempted to graze your ass? Is that why people ask this question? You use a wad? I love it when people start discussing this topic. Lol, everyone is so shocked that other people don't use the restroom the same way they do. LOL. Yeah, like the people that apparently straddle the toilet backwards rather than sitting like a normal person. What the frick? As a girl with long acrylic nails, I honestly forgot. So it's just a no-brainer, like it's not that hard. Mayo, I just do it and I don't really think about it. Use the nails like you would use an ice scraper for your car windows. Can confirm, it works great for removing that days old crust. My natural nails are as long as my former fake ones right now. I use thick toilet paper and my fingertips to do things. You all need bidets. You are supposed to wipe, not scoop. Scrape the poo off your bunghole, bro. I am dude who has never thought about this before you mentioned it, but it seems obvious. Sort of like how those long ass fingernail having fools would use their phone with the inside or palmward side of their fingers instead of fingertips. You don't actually wipe your ass with your fingernails. You wipe with your fingertips. So you grab the toilet paper with your fingertips and then kind of scoop to wipe. As someone who has spent a life with long nails, I have gotten this question a lot. Like yeah, it's natural to be curious. But the amount of complete strangers who blurt this question out like they're entitled to know how you wipe your ass is actually absurd. We don't smell? Well, we apparently get the job done now, don't we? XD. I don't understand why Reddit is obsessed with this concept. I wear fake nails all the time and never once had an issue doing anything. Maybe yeah, you'll need to stop using just your fingertips to wipe your ass. Use the palms of your fingers and you'll be just fine. Another important factor is that people with long nails often don't have hairy butts, which makes wiping in general a much cleaner job. It's not usually a bear claw scooping through chocolate mousse situation like an eloquent redditor said above. I pity anyone with a hairy butt for this reason. If your fingernail is pointing towards your butt when you wipe, you might be doing it wrong. I use toilet paper. Sometimes a bidet. Seriously, why is this still a question?